Hello, everybody. Thank you for being together with us. We are here in Juvigny, and well, you are probably from either Europe or west of Europe. I just put my mask off for 1 second just to tell you that we are smiling and we are there. Put it back because this is the general rule in the company. Might be the same for you guys. Okay, so the subject of the day will be taken care of by Olivier Legendre, who is our marketing manager, as well as the product manager for the weighing equipment.
Hello, everybody.
And Philippe Cartier, commercial director. And together we will be pleased to explain you everything about our mounting hardware regarding the tank and vessel weighing solutions. So let's start by the first thing we have to discuss is about the rules of operation today. So your microphone is off, which is normal, cannot be switched on. On the other hand, on the bottom side of your window, you will see a little sign called Q&R. And Q&R will, if you click on it, will open a little window. And in this window, you can write a question, for example, which will appear on our side. And our technical team will forward it to us. So you can ask your question during all the time of the presentation. And we will take care of it and answer it at the end of the presentation. So that's for the general rule. So about tank weighing solutions, why are we talking of this as an important issue? Of course, tank weighing is used for measuring what is inside a tank, a hopper, a vessel, and the weighing gives the possibility to know what is the exact amount of material which is inside this vessel. And of course, this, when it's connected to a central computer system of the company, gives the possibility to have an on-time, in real-time inventory of the raw materials which might be used in the process. So the activity segments which are targeted by such applications are, of course, food and beverage application, because there is a lot of mixing of all kinds of raw materials. Metal and materials, chemicals, waste management, logistics. So today we'll discuss with Olivier about all these different applications, and we will tell you what is to be used in our range and why we have launched this or that weighing kit in order to make it simple for our customers. So Olivier.
Okay.
Olivier, so what are the factors which can affect tank weighing performance?
Yes, before describing exactly our mounting kit range, it's very important to come back to the factor that can affect the performance, the accuracy of a measurement. Because ideally, when we put load cells under a structure, a vessel, we would like to have the accuracy equal to the load cells accuracy. But
in real life,
it's never the case. And the system accuracy of a tank scale is influenced by a lot of factors. And it's important to know what are these factors, because our kits are designed to minimize these factors, the effect of these factors. So here it's a quick list of these factors: structural integrity, installations, calibrations, tank design, environmental effects. All these factors can affect the accuracy, and we will list the main factors
of influence. Okay.
So what are the main factors influence on tank weighing. The first one, for example, on an external tank is the wind or seismic force. Here that can affect the accuracy because there are effect on the load cells.
So, for example, big vertical silos can be considered as sails, so that when there is a wind, and for example, when the silo is empty, you may have a very strong side force which could push the silo and let it fall. And
also you can have vertical force, and you have some risk to lift off the silo, and you have to take care about this effect for safety.
Yep.
For accuracy, one of the main effects is the temperature effect, because as often a tank is a piece of metals, you have under temperature, you have some contraction or expansion of the structures. And if you put the load cells, if you fix the load cells directly from the ground to the structure, you will have unwanted forces, and the accuracy will be affected. So one of the main goals of the weighing kits is to separate the load cells to the structures.
So not to be affected by the expansion due to the temperature.
Exactly. In the same way, you could have the pressure imbalance, and it's more or less the same effect than temperature effect. And another factor you have to take care in weighing is the shock loading. If you when you fill the tank, you could the product could fall down on the structure, and you have to take in consideration this overload.
Okay, and dynamic forces. So usually dynamic forces can be it's a peak of force, but it can be very high, and it could damage the load cells.
Yes. Important factor of influence, because often the tank, the use of a tank is to mix some product, is the vibrations. You could have internal vibration in case of a mixer, and you could have also external vibrations due to some external effect. And all these effects.
For example, in big factories, sometimes you have big metal structures. Everything is shaking inside.
Yes, you can have external motors or external device that can generate external vibrations.
We experience that many times.
Also, very important factors is a structural design of the tanks, and it's very important to minimize the deflections under load between the different load sets to have a good accuracy. And the last effect, very important, is the piping, because generally on the tank you have to fill and you have to unload the tanks and so on. You have some pipes, and it's very important that to minimize the effect of the pipe for the weighing.
Okay, and in that case, I mean, it's preferable, of course, to use flexible joints.
So when possible. Yeah. Or to maximize the distance between the pipe, the fixation of the pipe.
Okay.
So on the load cells, what is the main importance for the accuracy? It's we would like to measure the vertical load. The vertical load is the force we need to measure. In the real life,
gravity, no,
gravity. So and is the main functionalities of our kits to measure this vertical load by eliminating all the unwanted forces. You can see below the slide is, for example, the angular load, eccentric loads, torsional moment, or side force or end force. All these forces could affect the accuracy of the load cells. And so if you fix directly the load cells to the structures, as you have some deformations of the structure, you will generate this type of unwanted force that can affect the accuracy.
So to summarize, the only force we want to measure is the gravity accelerated, I mean the mass accelerated by gravity, so it's purely vertical. Any other force applied to the load cell will be read by the load cell, but the load cell will not be able to make the difference between the real load and the side force.
Exactly.
So that explains why it would really affect the accuracy of the system, and that needs to be taken care of by the kit.
Before describing all our range of mounting kits, I would like to show some applications and the use of restraint devices, because depending on the applications, we have to add some restraint device or not. And here you have a list of applications where restraint devices are not mandatory.
So what you mean by restraint device? You mean stabilization bars, for example?
Yes, the stabilization rod is devices to avoid displacement of the structures.
Okay.
And so it generally, for static loading applications, you don't restraint devices are not requested.
Okay.
So here is a list of this type of application. For example, a static horizontal vessel without mixer.
So typical liquid tanks.
Yes, liquid tanks. You don't need restraint device. You need safety device. For example, stoppers, because you could have exceptional
shocks or
accidents, but in normal operation, you don't have a big lateral forces, important lateral forces. So in the second example, for example, a vessel with low power mixing for mix liquid, for example, you don't need restraints. For the third example, it's at the limit. It's a vessel for mixing, but not during weighing operations, but you can see big motors. And so it will depend of type of product and the power of the motor.
So big motor means big torque start when the cycle is starting.
Yes. Typically, in this type of application, restraint could be requested.
Okay.
In the fourth application is dosing system, dosing machine. Generally, in dosing machine, you don't need a restraint device because there are no mixing devices.
Yep.
And about conveyors. For conveyors, it depends generally of the speed and of the capacity. Generally, for low speed conveyors, you don't need to add a restraint device. At the opposite, for dynamic loading applications, you need to add a restraint device to avoid displacement of the structures. It's the case for vessel with high power mixer for pasta or for powder or solids. In that case, you will generate lots of lateral forces during operations, and you have to restrain the displacement of the tank. It's for the second example, you don't have mixers, but it's a particularity of piping. If you have rigid pipes, you don't have to forget to add restraint, because you could have a pipe failure due to the fatigue, due to the vibrations. And it's very important when you have lots of rigid pipe without flexible, to avoid a big displacement. Lateral move. Also, the third example is a horizontal mixer with a big mister for pasta. Generally, restraint are requested, and it's the same for high-speed conveyors. Generally, for high-speed conveyor, if you want to wait with a minimum of stabilizations, you need to add restraint.
So in that case, you stop the crate, for example, on the conveyor, and in that case, you generate side forces.
Exactly. And to conclude, do not confuse restraint device and lateral stop device. Restraint device is to stabilize the structures to be able to wait. The lateral stop device is a safety device to prevent accident, occasional strain or shocks. It's not the same function.
But in that case, you have impact. So
yes,
it cannot be used on a regular basis because every day
operation, but it provides safety in case of big accidental shocks.
Okay, so that's about the context in which we are going to work. So let's go for the offer we have, and explaining you why we have different kits and what they are used for. That's the key point.
Okay, the mounting kits allow to convert a structure into scales. And the aim of mounting kits is to, one, facilitate make the implementation of mounting easier, and to minimize all the effect, the unwanted effect we have seen just before.
So in other terms, make it simple for the teams who are installing the products, and taking care of all the environmental effects that might affect the measurement.
Right. So here it's an overview of our mounting kit range. As you see, we can provide mounting kit from a very low capacity. We start at 10 kilograms by load cells, up to 750 tons.
So it's pretty comprehensive range.
Yeah, it's comprehensive range for all the capacity, and capacity is the first data we have to take care.
Yeah. Okay. So, sorry. There we are.
So we will start with a low to middle capacity from 10 to 5 tons. And we will start with the Quickfit. The Quickfit mounting kit.
It was too quick.
Yes, the Quickfit is our the last mounting kit we have launched. The advantage of this kit, it's a low-cost kit, but these kits will provide some very interesting feature in terms of accuracy, because you have a self-centering device. You can see here in blue. it's not just this kit is not just a plate fixed in the load cells, but you have a complete self-centering
so here it's
device.
articulated here.
It's articulated. It provides also a possibility of angle of tilt of the structures.
That can tilt in both directions.
And here it's very interesting. And the last interesting functionalities is the 8 adjustment devices.
Okay, which means that you don't need to put a shim under the
exactly.
kit. I mean, the kit itself will have a variable height.
Yes.
To adapt to the reality of the structure.
Yes, and this kit is very interesting when the structure is not very rigid. Thanks to this 8 adjustment capability. And this kit provides also a small damping functions useful for light vibrations. Light vibration, not high vibrations.
Okay, not shocks. It's not made. No, it's not meant to resist to shocks. Okay, vibrations only to clean the measurements mechanically if possible.
So this kit is suitable for application with horizontal force, pipe connections, and with thermal contraction expansions.
Okay. So that's the Quickfit. It's one of our latest kit in the range.
Yes.
I think we launched it at the beginning of last year, and it comes always in stainless steel.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let's see the next one.
The next one is a rubber kit for low capacity from 10 kilograms to 500 kilograms.
So that's the one here.
Is for the F60X load cells, and the Isoflex for the SK30X up to 5 tons capacity.
So it's the same principle, but one is for the bending beams up to 500 kg, and the other one is for the shear beams from 300 to 5,000 kilograms.
Yes, and the main function of this kit is to absorb shock and vibrations. You have a big elastomer as a damper, but you don't have, it's the difference of a Quickfit, you don't have articulations.
So it's not possible to tilt it. It will not absorb a difference in parallelism that you may have in the structure. So the Quickfit will be very well fitted for that. The Isoflex needs to be perfectly
if you want a good accuracy. If you have some tilt of the structure, it will affect the accuracy.
Okay.
So these kits are available for application with horizontal force, pipe connections, but with low thermal contractions, expansions.
So this part here is a part which is rigid. It will not move. Compared with the Quickfit, where here we have this articulation. Here we are totally rigid, which means that the elastomer itself has to take care of all the differences, and that makes it not so.
It could absorb some tilt, but it remains some torsional moments.
And torsional moments means bad effect on the measurement, the quality of the accuracy. Okay, it's clear. All right, so that's for rubber kit and Isoflex. So some examples.
So an example, typical application for rubber kit. It's a small hoppers. Here you don't have a lot of expansion contraction because it's very small, and you have some product that fall on the
inside the hopper,
inside the hoppers, and so in that case the rubber kit is perfect.
Because it will absorb this.
It could absorb the
energy,
the product falling inside.
Okay. Clear.
Next kit, it's one of our bestsellers is the Stubby Flex. Why is the bestseller? Because it provides a very high accuracy thanks to the ball and cup self-centering device in blue on the drawing.
So what we mean by ball and cup is that we have one cup which is
fixed to the load cells,
and
you have one over cups fixed to the structures, and between the two cups you have three balls, and so you have a complete separation between the structure to the load cells.
Yep.
And so it's perfect for accuracy. You have a pure you measure the pure vertical forces. And so as it's not stable, this system, it's mandatory to have some device. In standard, we provide stoppers. Here it's in red. You have horizontal stoppers and lift-off prevention stoppers. In the same. So
the lift-off are and the side stops are taken care by these columns.
Yes.
So the column is connected to the bottom plate, and here we have a screw which go in the top of the column, which have some room to be free inside the top plate, but up to a certain point when it blocks. And same for the lifting; it cannot be lifted above a certain distance.
So if you as we have seen just before, if you have static loading applications, it's perfect. You don't have to use the optional restreint device. But if you have dynamic applications with a big motors, a big mixer, or high-speed conveyors, you could add some an optional restreint device to limit the displacement of the structures.
Okay. And so here, for example, this is the optional restreint device fixed to the top plate and the bottom plate. Okay. And a link between the two, which will avoid side loads in one direction.
Yes, exactly. And the limitation of global displacement is made by the combinations of the different restreint device on each mounting kits.
Okay.
And here, this kit is suitable for all type of applications, static, dynamic, with horizontal force, with contraction, expansions. The only function we don't have with this kit is the damping against vibrations.
But still, it can be done by external damping
It can be done by external devices.
But then it has to be added. Okay. So what makes it interesting is that it's more or less universal, including the fact that the accuracy is the top.
Is the top
for all the different solutions we offer. Okay.
A small example of Stubby Flex used in static applications for weighing of external silo. It's for a farming industry. It's for storage animal feed. And in this type of applications, the Stubby Flex is perfect and provide a safety against wind, for example, and it's also provide a high accuracy.
Okay. So that was the farm in China, if I remember well.
Yes, exactly. You know, pork farm.
Pork farm. Okay.
Yeah, an example of dynamic applications is weighing of a palletizer conveyor with a big pallets, up to 3-ton pallets. The pallets of cement, I think. And when the pallets stop on the conveyor, you have a big lateral forces. And to avoid the displacement of the conveyors and to stabilize quickly the conveyor to have a quick weighing, we add some restraint on the Stubby Flex.
Okay. So here is a comparison of all the different kits with the key advantages of each one. So this is for the shear beam and bending beam kits.
Yes, here it's a selection chart. With this selection chart, you can easily choose the right kit depending of your application and your need. The first feature is the capacity. The second is the accuracy you want. If you want high accuracy, you have to choose the Stubby Flex, for example. If your accuracy is less important, you can choose the rubber kit. But in that case, you have to know you could have a lower accuracy for the same load cells accuracy.
Except if you take care of perfect horizontality.
Horizontality. If you need absolutely 8 adjustments, you can choose a Quickfit. And if you have lots of vibration dumping and you don't want to add an external devices, for example, for the Stubby Flex, you could use the rubber kit. And if you absolutely need a list of prevention for safety or lateral restreint, the best choice is the Stubby Flex. As you can see, the maximum stars are put on the Stubby Flex.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. So all these kits are available in either tool steel nickel plated, not nickel plated. They are
zinc plated.
Zinc plated, sorry, or stainless steel. Okay, except the Quickfit, which is always in
stainless steel, and the rubber kit is
also the rubber kit
in stainless steel.
Stainless steel. Okay. Okay, so that was for the bending and shear beam up to 5 tons. So if we need to go above, we have other solutions.
Yes, our traditional solutions based on the CB50X load cells, is a column load cells. These kits provide a self-centering devices provided by construction of a load cells by itself.
So we have a radius here on the load cell, which will always put the load cell naturally in its natural position if there is a side load that pushes it. So it will come back to normal position.
Exactly. You have in these kits provide also lift-off prevention device in red. And here it's not an optional because we don't have stoppers, so we have restraint device.
Okay, which is here
always because we don't have a choice of stoppers. So the main disadvantages of these kits is very high, and it could be sometimes difficult to integrate in existing, for example, for existing silos.
So here we are talking of capacities from 5 tons to 200 tons?
200 tons, yes.
So that covers a very wide range of capacities. And if I remember well, I would say the main advantage of using this kit with this product is the accuracy.
Yes, the accuracy, for example, in case of legal for trade applications, is not common, but it could be it could be necessary. And in that case, you could use these kits.
So typically, you could weigh a vessel within 4,000 divisions, even more. So high level of accuracy.
Yes, 3,000 to 4,000.
3,000 to 4,000. Okay. Okay. The other solution. Oh, sorry.
Just an example of typical applications with high capacity. CA40X 200 tons is for a tank of to weigh an horizontal tank of 500 ton external, and the Stubby can provide lift-off prevention device, the stabilization and the safety for this type of tank in the chemical industry.
So very heavy duty. Yeah.
Yes.
So the other solution.
So here is the we will start with our compact Arctenix load cells. Comparing with the CB50X, the advantage is a very low height for this type of kit. And we start with the Silo kit. The Silo kit is a low cost mounted kit. The stabilization is provided by a plate, a blade. You have a blade restreint, but this restreint is not very heavy, and so
it's limited inside force.
Yes, it's limited, and with these kits, you cannot have this kit don't have the ability to allow displacement between the upper plate and the lower plate, and so it's the result is not recommended with thermal contraction of expansions.
Okay, so for example, in the chemical industry, when you have reactions inside a hopper, the temperature is going up,
yes.
So the system is expanding, and that could affect the good measurement because it would apply some
yes, and
some
in that case, this type of
is not recommended.
Is really not recommended.
Okay.
It's recommended for mainly for static applications.
Okay, so it's low profile. It's good for it's good for I would say level control.
Yes,
but you would not suggest it for any other application.
Exactly.
Okay, so what do we have as a solution?
The solution is the Siloceph. Is for the same load cell, the Arctenix, available from 250 kilograms to 300
tons.
100 tons. Very, very large capacity range. And here, for the accuracy, we provide a self-centering devices. Exactly the same design than the Quickfit or the Stubby Flex to provide a high level of accuracy, the same level of accuracy than the load cells.
Yes.
Also, we provide as a standard stoppers for safety. You have some axle that act as a vertical stoppers and lateral stoppers.
Okay.
Both.
In combination with this system here, which is accepting side loads without affecting the load cell.
Exactly. And if you, for static applications, you don't need a restreint device. You just the stoppers are requested. And if you have a dynamic applications, you could add as an optional, you could add restreint devices to avoid displacement of the structures.
So if I know well the data sheet, we have the possibility to have either two of these
for very high mixer. We have this type of applications.
I remember some application in crushers where you can have very strong side forces. So in terms of safety, I see that we have the CE EN1090 marking. In other terms, it means that this product have been, I mean, the design and the production of these kits is controlled by some specific standard.
Yes, exactly. The EN1090 is a new regulations, European regulations for buildings to ensure the safety of the construction of buildings. And our kits is certified on this norms. It's an option. Is not mandatory. And with this optional marking, this ensure the design of the kits and also the manufacturing, the good manufacturing, the good welding of the different mechanical part of the kits.
Okay, so it's really meant for safety.
Yes, for safety.
Okay. Added to the fact that this kit is well fitted for a high accuracy measurement. Yeah. So today, the product we have in this kit is the R10X, which I would say is a middle class in terms of accuracy. The main advantage is the height. But you told me before this conference that we are preparing a new load cell. Which
we normally for the second part of this year, we will launch the R30X. It will be legal for trade, high accuracy load cells, exactly the same size of the R10X, and it will be it could be possible to integrate the R30X directly inside the Siloceph.
The dimensions of the R10X are very
similar.
The same. Yeah.
They're very similar.
So of course, as it's high accuracy load cell, it will be requested to use this one rather than the Silo kit. Okay. Okay, very interesting.
So we are speaking about that.
Yeah, EN1090. So it's an option. Don't need to be requested at all time. Usually in Northern Europe, it's requested on regular basis.
Yes,
France,
in some
Southern
country,
Europe is not too much. Yeah.
In France, it's not useful, but
not for now.
In Germany, in Belgium, I know
I would say the standard, as far as I know, is official in Europe, except that each country has to convert it into its national laws, and the speed of doing that is different from the speed of getting the directives from Brussels.
Exactly.
So that explains why.
Okay, an example here of integration of Siloceph. It's an interesting application because it's to show you don't always need fit to integrate weighing to weigh a silo. Here it's a squared silo, and we provide R10X and Siloceph eight devices to weigh the silo.
So 8 times
just
50 tons.
Just need a rigid structures.
Yeah. Okay.
So same than low capacity is for high capacity. You have the same selection chart, and so you can see on the Siloceph you have lots of green star. But if you need a very simple, if you need a very simple application, static applications with if it's only low cost for level control, Silo kit could be sufficient, and the cost is clearly lower.
Okay.
And here you have the same line. Depending of the capacity, you have you can choose the right load cells. If you need high accuracy, you have to take the Stubby can or the Siloceph, not the Silo kit. If you need a restreint device, the best is the Siloceph, and also perhaps the Stubby can, but not really the Silo kit.
Okay, so as far as I know, we have a document in which you can find more details about all these products. It's a technical note, which is called...
we have a big document, 80 pages, with all the technical rules to choose, to install, to implement the mounting kits
and the
load cells. More details about accuracy. We don't have time in this webinar to speak about accuracy of load cells. In this document, you have all the technical informations choose the right load cells.
Okay.
So
we invite you to download it from our website. As said Olivier, 80 pages full of information, technical information that will help you to better choose and know all the do's and don't do that you should know about load cells. That's very important.
And the name of document is Using Load Cell.
Using Load Cell. Remember this name. Okay, thank you, Olivier. I think it's time for questions. We are a little bit late on the program. I don't know if our technical team has any question from you guys.
Only the one that.
Okay, so we have 3 questions coming up, which were asked during the meeting. First question is there any specific suggestion made about how to orientate the kits when you have several kits to weigh a hopper or
for restreint? For
that's
restreint.
right. Yeah.
Yes, the orientation of restreint devices is very important because if the restreint devices are not well oriented, you have a risk to block the structures and the accuracy will be affected.
Yeah.
And so I don't have time to explain how to install the restreint, but inside the datasheet of the kit or inside the using load cell document or in the manual, you have a clear description of how to orient to make a well orientation for the restreint devices.
Okay.
But it's very important.
Okay.
The orientation of restreint devices.
So in the data sheet or in the manual, which is provided
or
together with
using load cell. Using load cell provide
okay.
clear information about that.
Okay, that's clear. Just for your information, also all our kits are available as 3D files, and you can download that from our website too. So it makes it easy to integrate in general drawings. Another question which was asked was, is it possible to use a stubby can in a weighbridge?
Clearly, no.
Okay.
Stubby can, you have for the stubby can or for the Siloceph is the same. You have restreint design, but this restreint on the lateral force when a truck arrives on a weight bridge is very, very high, and you need very specific restreint device, especially designed for weight bridge. You cannot use stubby can or Siloceph or mounting kit for weight bridge. It's impossible.
All right. Okay. Any other questions from the technical team? No more questions. So thank you all for your attention during this presentation. We are 4 minutes late. Sorry for that. We hope that we have been able to show you all the diversity of our mounting hardwares with load cells, and all these products are as excellent tools to make sure that you really fit with the customer need. Take no risk on the application. You will have no bad surprise. So clearly, the choice of the kit is as important as the choice of the load cell. Thank you very much again. Have a nice day. Hope to see you soon in different situations than having to wear these masks. And we'll be very, very pleased to have your calls and mails if you have any further questions. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.